Yes, sirree, Bob. It's your boy, the boy Henry, back at it again with another video. Shout out to you, shout out to me. Got another video. The state of play has concluded, and man, I got some thoughts on it. Before I get off into it, appreciate you clicking on the video. Hopefully you stay throughout the whole thing. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscribe. Let's get off into it. Now, this state of play was aimed mostly at the brethren and sistren from the land of the rising sun over there in Japan, and it showed through and through. From the host, from the pacing, which was lit. The pacing of that show was, come on now, bam, 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 bam. There were no wasted minutes inside of that joint. There was really no wasted time talking. The only talking that took place was moving from one game to the next, and when the game director was brought in to give a tidbit or two about a specific game and drop some details, some deets, and let us know a little more about the comings and goings and what was going on. Now, the grocery store game, that's the first game I was super interested in. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put it across the screen. I don't want to butcher it. But that's a game I had seen on TikTok. It was a creator who was talking about it, showcasing some stuff. I think it was a demo on PC a few months ago. So some people got to put some hands on it, and it looked lit, like one of those chill type of games you get to run through, make some decisions, and get your work on. I was not mad at it. It looked pretty dope. And there was a couple of other things that were tight. You know, the Tokyo racing game was hitting. The Arc System Works game, the Blaze Blue joint was hitting. And I don't really remember the exact names of a lot of these things. So I'm gonna just flash them across the screen, all the joints I was interested in, and I proceeded to put across the wish list. Then you had the Octopath Traveler demo dropping for the PlayStation Nation, which was lit. You know, I do appreciate PlayStation as a company taking it upon themselves to really make a push back into the homeland, make a push back into Japan, and get in where they fit in, and try to get a lot of that ground that they had lost to Nintendo for various reasons. Not gonna get into it because, to be honest, I don't fucking know. And I applaud them for that. I really do. I would never, be upset about a company going back home, a company going back where they're from and trying to do the best they can do to make their people happy. And, like I said, I applaud it. There were some individuals who, see it as an L for PlayStation over in Japan. They showed some games that had already been announced for Switch, or, it was a lot of DLC or whatever. A lot of people inside the chat, the live chat was spamming and hating, as they do. What live chat have we been in where people weren't spamming nonsense and talking crazy and just trolling? Pretty much all of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't take a lot of these in the moment comments and things seriously. A lot of people had a lot of negative stuff to say about the Switch 2 when it was announced, and they was doing the showcase for it, and they went out and bought it in droves. A lot of people had a lot of negative things to say about Pokemon Sword and Shield. Went out, bought it in droves. You know what I mean? A lot of the negative sentiment doesn't necessarily translate to real world, real life, and what's going on. Now, that's not to say that the Japanese people weren't receptive to what's going on, but I don't really take it serious coming from individuals who aren't Japanese, individuals who don't speak Japanese, individuals who never even been over there to Japan, speaking on behalf of a people who we will see. They will show us if they care. You know what I'm saying? When numbers come out and they don't, and the sentiment over there as far as what they're buying and supporting ain't changed, then obviously they weren't feeling it. You know what I mean? And if that is the case, I do see PlayStation probably trying a little more, putting a little more gas on that fire and trying. But if not, I do believe they'll just pivot to China and Korea and go up there and get that money, because PlayStation gonna go where it's like, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated, kind of thing. You know what I mean? You don't want to keep putting in effort in places where people already make their mind up. They not really vibing. And at the end of the day, you're a company. You got to make money. Plenty of money to be made north. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I believe they would do, because it's a lot of potential gamers over there, and they've already been receptive to the PS5. They've already been receptive, to a game in a huge way, a big way. PlayStation is already having Chinese developers pursue them in such a way to be present on the PlayStation platform. So at the end of the day, whether Japan jumps back on the PlayStation train or not, PlayStation as a company is gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Respectfully, Japan isn't carrying PlayStation. It's not a situation like Nintendo where if Japan stops supporting Nintendo, it's an issue. It's gonna be a problem. But that aside, there were quite a few games I was into. The Baby and the Damon, the Witch game, and I'm sorry, I'm really wild for referring to these games in this way. It's coming off unprepared, but it's a lot of games that were shown at a certain point to where each and every one of them, like, oh man, I'm interested. The Fatal Frame 2 remake looked good. I'm not a Fatal Frame type of individual. I've never even played any game inside of the series, but it looks fucking good. Visually, it looked fucking good, and just off seeing what they showed, they're capturing the vibes and they're bringing it back. And I would hope that fans of that franchise would have been extremely hyped for this game, and I'm kind of feeling like picking that bitch up. I'm kind of feeling like this might be a time for me to springboard off into that franchise, to be honest with you. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. As for me as a gamer, it was a solid show. You know what I mean? I get that it wasn't necessarily directed towards individuals in the West. I get that. But as a gamer, there was plenty there that, I can look to be like, oh man, this was solid. This was cool. I'm messing with this. I'm messing with that. That looked like it's going to be fun. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not one to hop up on the showcase and doom and gloom and one of these individuals who, if Santa Monica ain't there, it's a 0 out of 10. If Naughty Dog ain't there, it's a 0 out of 10. I don't like, bro. 9 times out of 10, when we cut these systems on and we playing the game, it's not going to be a first party game anyway. You know what I mean? It's just not. The first party studios just take an amount of time to where you only going to get 2 a year maximum. And then when you get them, you enjoy them for what they are. But most of the time you gaming on these systems, that's not what you're going to be playing. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And sure, they make the best use of the hardware. Sure, those games may look the best and perform the best, but you know what I mean, you really just got to enjoy them when you get them. And the rest of the time you gaming, if you cut your system on. Now, some people might just play a first party game, and after they finish it, they done until the next one come out. And that's cool if that's how you do it. That's not how I do it at all. I'm a gamer. I love gaming, and I'ma always have something to play, whether it's first party, third party, indie, AA. I don't give a darn. If I see a game I'm interested in, I'm booting that thing up and I'm playing. You know what I'm saying? I don't need an individual to give me the okay to play something. I don't need some individuals from a place I've never been, I've never talked to. I don't speak to. I don't need them to enjoy a showcase for me to enjoy a showcase. And some people out there are like that. You know what I mean? Some people ain't picking up no game unless Metacritic tell them it's a good game, or somebody on Twitter is ranting and raving and hype about it. That's not me. I don't like, bro. I play a lot of games that a lot of YouTubers or CCs and individuals like this don't play, and that's cool. Been gaming long enough to be able to look at a game, see some stuff, and be like, you know what, I'm gonna mess with that and I'm gonna pick that up. It's rare that I buy a game and I don't enjoy it or feel like I wasted my money. This generation, that's only been once. Last generation, it's only been once. For me to pop out and say I enjoy something and then be challenged on it as, I'm caping or like no, why would I need to cape? If it was cheeks, it was cheeks. That ain't gonna stop me from brewing my system up today and playing games I own today. I don't have to put on a mask and be fake hype about a show, be fake excited about a game. Like, I don't have to I just don't need other people's opinion on a thing to vibe or form my own. You know what I'm saying? If I see some shit is hype, it's hype. You know, that's just how I rock. It is what it is. But overall, solid showing. The monitor looks effing dope. Got the arm swing out. You put your control on there, charge that good guy. It look cool. Got some features on it. We just waiting to see the price point on that joint. PlayStation been announcing all this hardware. I ain't putting no price on it. Speaking of the hardware and the price, they dropped this cheaper PS5 for the brothers and sisters over there. Kudos to them. Shout out to them. Hopefully it's something they vibe with. If they do, excellent. If not, I got mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they missed the mark with the people over there, I listen. I don't know what to tell you. That's something for them to figure out, and they either will figure it out or either they won't and then pivot somewhere else. But you know what I mean, that's all I got for you right now. Just gonna give my tidbits out, my thoughts out. You know, not going too much detail. I'll make a video later highlighting specifically the games individually that I'm really like looking forward to. But that's all I got for you right now. I ain't gonna drag it out no longer. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscribe if you want. I'll catch y'all outside the next one. I'm gone.